Go on YouTube, this is Simzims, Dark Lineal, back again. How are you all anyway? How are you all coping in this very COVID riddled world we're living in? But hopefully not for long, because of course, obviously, like most places, vaccines are being made and being produced, and hopefully will be dispatched, and hopefully you're one of the people that are receiving them. And generally just wash your hands, just keep them washed at all times. I think going into next year won't be as difficult as this year, that's for sure, I believe, and hopefully we can ease ourselves slowly into normality and get ourselves like just to mingle, socialize, just go out really. Of course, I think going forward now things won't be as they were before, at least not for a while anyways. But that being said, I bring you another video, and as you can see, the title, Predator, and you know that word's coming around, and as you probably know, we have ourselves a new movie coming from Disney. You know, people are now bragging about Disney being a bit kiddie feel and all of that, but obviously one of Disney's studios they bought was 20th Century Fox, now down to 20th Century Studios now, which is yeah, you know, it's what's in the name. But I honestly believe going forward now, any movie produced under 20th Century will be R-rated at least. I think the worry is from a lot of people is that ever since, you know, Disney's acquisition with 20th Century Fox, that they're going to water down their material, but I believe not. You know, going forward now, I think we're going to get into a new type of Disney. I think with everything that's going on, I think that they're becoming so big a brand now that I don't think they can afford to sully or water down any products that have been bought. You know, I can't see that at all. And can you imagine the uproar? You know, already people were already saying from the get-go, no, don't do that, Disney, because, you know, products, you know, I mean, franchises such as, you know, Aliens, Predator, as we see here, which have been really the dark route, you know, they're not going to be watered down. And obviously now with Deadpool, who has now sort of joined the MCU. I'll do another video on that one. Yeah, but you know, they're gonna split it into two types. Well, before I go in with that Deadpool, we're gonna look at this title, Predator. And yeah, as you all know, we are looking forward to getting a new Predator movie that is being directed and written by I believe his name is Dan Trachtenberg's. I butchered his name probably. So yeah, we've got that to contend with. So he's done movies such as Number 10 Cloverfield, and yeah, you know, I think what other movies has he done? Let's come and look. Let's see. As you can see, this is all raw and uncut. You know, we spare no expense. You know, but yeah, let's see some. I'm sure there's some other films that we've seen. So let us go to his MIDB and see what he has done. So let's go look. So yeah, you know, he's been involved with a few projects, but well, looks to be, you know, he says 7 director credits, one being, and these are television films, from Black Box TV, Kicking, that was his first introduction. Then Number 10 Cloverfield Lane, that is his first and only film that he's actually made. From Black Mirror, one of the episodes to The Boys, one of the episodes there, and Langdon, which is one of his latest. He's in pre-production for that one, so I'm assuming from that he will go directly into making Predator. But also, I've been told he has not only is he involved with it, but he's been working around 4 years on the script. So he actually knew about this long ago, and I think 20th Century Fox had given him the gig. After this comes after the Predator movie, the previous film, which, to be honest with you, there were bits and elements to that film which weren't really that bad, you know. I actually like the ensemble cast of the sort of the soldiers and the cast. You know, they had a very much of a. It reminded me. It went back to the whole first movie of Predator, you know, and the mixture. And to be honest, they're actually not bad. There are elements, bits and pieces in there that definitely were a little bit like, oh, drawn out cheese, and maybe they should have done that. For example, I didn't like the Predator dogs. I don't understand why they had to be in there. Well, at least the way one of them was behaving, was just real. I don't know what went wrong there. And of course, other allegations of one of the, I believe one of the cast members was accused of some indecent behavior, which one of the cast had found out. So again, the whole film was riddled with controversy, you know, from the get-go. It wasn't at all good. But you know, but I love Predator. I love Predator 1. Predator 2 was good. I love it. It doesn't gets overlooked. And of course, the Predators movie was actually not bad, but it definitely was a homage to a fan-based movie. That was with Adrian Brody. But still, it captured the essence of what we wanted to expect. You know, the tension, the feel, the gravity. It did definitely. It brought that along. So I appreciated what the director did for that one. But yeah, I mean, going forward now, like I said, you know, what to expect from this film. Well, what can we expect? What we do know of the new movie so far. Well, we know Dan Trenchberg, again I'm butchering his name, has been assigned to write the script and direct. So what we know, so from what we've been told, at least, it says the new Predator reboot could be the first female-led movie. It says now, okay, I see that, I understand that, you know. Yeah, it could be good. What did it say? So the Predator franchise is well loved by many, and its fifth installment has been kept very well under wraps for quite some time. However, it was recently reported that number 10 Cloverfield Lane director Dan Transenberg has been hired by 20th Century Fox to direct the next Predator movie. It is now emerged that it could be the first female-led of the series. Interesting. He also went to Twitter and confirmed the news on board and revealed that the announcement was supposed to be actually was a secret. He also mentioned he'd been working on the film for 4 years, as I mentioned before. So, yeah, you know. Yeah, I think it would have been great. I mean, we've been wanting well, a lot of people have been wanting a proper Predator film. I mean, after the last one, I mean, everything was okay. Oh, here we go, the scrap project. I think it was just a question of too many cooks in the pot was trying to pry into the film and putting their nose in here, there and out, and that's the problem with producers. Sometimes I think they because of they put the money in it, and of course it's their money, they get a say, and they should do. But at the same time, I believe you can suggest things, but don't jump in the line of a director. You know, a director is there to produce and put the work in. You know, if he has a vision for the film, and if you're giving it, allow him to do that. Don't just throw your all and say, okay, my money, put this in, put that in, put that, because then you end up spoiling it. I mean, you become almost like your own fan fair, or you become disgruntled. So I do not get or understand why producers really get involved in that way. You know, many films have been touted with the have you know have various problems with producers just sticking their nose in and just completely ruining a film. So anyway, so we've got possibly a female-led film. What else do we know about the film? Well, also, it is looked to be that the film could go back to the past, taking the alien hunter into its past. So how far into the past are we talking about? Well, let us read on and see. So following the director's announcement, somewhat speculative details have begun to emerge. Since the initial announcement, the rumored plot of what will be in Predator 5 has now started to circulate and claims that the sci-fi sequel will take their extraterrestrial hunter to the past. Predator 5 will be set in the past, okay, where it will focus around the Native Americans before the territories were taken by American settlers, featuring a First Nations cast. And I think, well, that'd be quite cool. I mean, this will be like very much like, again, very grounded, more so. It'll be very much about the hunters, about the nature of the country, the First Nations, the whole synthetics of how they are, of how they be almost portrayed as these real life human beings. And predators have always been speculated upon being part of the past, and they've been always hinted at what aspects, from the Aztec era that was featured in Alien vs Predator, to certain ways of the past. I mean, again, they've obviously had an effect on Earth, and they see that as its hunting ground. So interesting. I mean, I think it would be great to see that play out. Steven Seagal desperately wanted Predator 2 role, but director thought he was too cheesy. Yeah, he is too cheesy. Steven Seagal thinks of like, I mean, he's just about, I'm not even going to go down there. So anyway, going forward, it says that now, while this is still currently just a rumor, it does track with some of the other details that have already been released regarding the new Predator movie. So Patrick Elson is confirmed to be writing the script. Okay, so him and I suppose and Dan Transberg are both working on the script. The pair have been reportedly working on the movie titled Skulls for some time, with many already theorized that this could be the secret Predator sequel all along. When reports emerged about Skulls being developed by Trenchton and Elson last year, it was teased as a project that would follow a Comanche woman who goes against gender norms and traditions to become a warrior, which of course sounds like another woman Predator. Okay, so yeah, I think that would be great. I think just getting the authenticness of it all, I think would be fantastic. I'm up for this. I think it'd be great. I think going to the whole, who's hunting who, it'd be all primal. It'd be very, very more real, more gritty, more grimy. I mean, can you imagine the lacerations, the cuts, the blaze, the slashing, the gorging, all the tearing? I mean, to be honest, a lot of this could actually be one of the most darkest, I think. I'm all over this. So along with the fact that skulls are a running motif in the Predator franchise, of course, as we know, the Alien Warrior collecting them as victims. So as we said, Shane Black's Predator, it won't follow from there, so it'll be completely on its own. So if it does go on its own path, that would be great, because again, I think they can actually start again, as this would be the reboot. Fingers crossed that it's successful, that will spawn into a sequel of its own, because I get tired of people talking bad about Predator, and I believe Predator is it was the back in the day, Predator 1 and 2, it was definitely one of the top horror movies. You know, I mean, it was when I first watched Predator. Wow, it was just impactful. I mean, yeah, I mean the special effects now are a little bit ropey, but back then, yeah, no, Predator, Aliens, you know, Freddy, you know, Jason. Those movies back in the day, they were something to behold. So, yeah. I'm gonna be trying to cover this story a lot of the time. So, okay, so possibly female led, that will be what we'll be looking at. And also, we are also reporting, also the rumors are saying and speculating that Disney would like to get Arnold Schwarzenegger and Adrian Brody back for the new Predator film. So this would then contradict a lot of things, because again, both are in the future, or supposedly of where this takes place. I mean, if this new movie takes place in the past, then if they are looking to get Arnold Schwarzenegger and Adrian Brody back, then that would be interesting. That would be hard to, you know, then how can you move on from that? Okay, well, I do have a theory. I've got a theory. Let me throw this theory out there. What if, say for the next say the next maybe 30 minutes of the movie is regarding the Predators heading to the past, and then they come across the Native Americans, the first people, and then they get into a scuffle, into a little bit of a fight where Predators might take an L. They might actually lose that one, so they head back, you know, back defeated maybe. Then they come back. Let's say fast forward many years later, present day, they come back to the same reserves, to the same spot, and again are confronting this past. Now, what's happening is that maybe one of perhaps the lead female, perhaps she is the granddaughter or the great granddaughter to many of her tribes. Maybe she had an older father or you know, great grandfather who actually met up, who actually faced a predator head on. So upon that, when the Predator maybe heads back to Earth, again, he's given warnings of what is coming. Of course, the daughter thinks nothing of it, then confronted, and kills maybe the original Native American, maybe the spiritualist, whoever, the warrior that was from the past, or now the grandfather, and now she has to find out what or who this creature is. So therefore she enlists the trappings of, or the help of, Arnold, and of course Adrian Brody, who was in Predators, who was on another planet at the time. Maybe he hitched a ride, or maybe they bring him on board on the Predator ship, and he comes on board and he's actually one of the survivors. That's the only way I can imagine it. That'd be quite a great crossover, you know, to actually see that happen. So, well, what did they say? Well, let's see what they say. Okay, so, what do we know thus far? Oh Lord. Let's say this. The Predator franchise is apparently going to keep getting rebooted perpetually until it launches a multi-film series. With number 10 Cloverfield Lane director, the latest person to have to rewrite the mythology. So yeah, so he's looking to come on board, sort of thing. So okay. So yeah, so they're looking to get Arnold Schwarzenegger to reprise his role as Dutch Schaefer. That would be really good, you know. That would be fantastic. Many years, you know, he had come into contact with the Predator. It'd be great. I mean, I can imagine it'd be a good sender for him if he does. But I don't know. It'd be good if he lives up towards the end. So I don't know. We'll find out, you know. Adrian Brody is also being linked with a return to Predator's voice, and the character was essentially a perfect homage to Dutch anyway, right down to smearing himself in mud. Okay, so yeah, so that would be quite cool. So we can hope that if they do, they will roll on forward with that, and they will yeah, they would actually know what they're doing, sort of thing. So sorry, so I'm just really looking at the notes of what they're saying. So okay, so basically what's happening here, so I think what basically, sorry, I'm taking a long time to really think about this. So so as we're going forward now, the Predator film, we are going to be seeing obviously something new completely, that's going to be completely disattached from at least the last movie, in some respects, or it'll be, as I said, part of a new thing. But I guess there's also streaming as well. They want to find and get the money. Again, Disney are in the process of, and like any other company, they're in the process of wanting to get these franchises to reboost them. Not only that, to rebrand them, to reboot them, and to basically put them on streaming services. Again, I don't think we could see Predators on the streaming service at any time, but it'll be on another streaming service. You know, the 20th Century Studios. It would have to go. So for a film like this, and who knows, you know, down the line, if this works out, if they get the money big time, which I hope they do, then we'll see another film, another sequel, and with that being, we'll see another Aliens film. Who knows? That'd be fantastic, and that'd be cool. That'd be really nice. And I don't know about you guys, but an Alien versus Predator film, a proper one, based off the first graphic novel, man, that would be fantastic. I mean, if this Predator film can be the launch pad of what we can see going forward, you know, establishing a Predator universe, establishing then an alien universe, and then maybe getting the two together. Now, it's not essential, but I honestly believe we'll get a proper Predator, Alien versus Predator movie, which will be so much of a hallmark, so of what we'd like to see, it with the clash between these two titans, the whole monsters. So well, only time will tell, but anyway, that's all I've got to say for that. But thank you for listening, and again, this is all sort of news. I want to sort of be able to kind of keep up with the track, and I will do, hopefully everything related to what I love anyway. I've got some news regarding another franchise, one of my loves at the moment, well, one of my loves that's coming, that I heard, so I'm going to make a video about that one very soon. With that being said, thank you, and do check out these art pieces, which are as we know, obviously, with Aliens and both Predator both going to Disney Marvel. Marvel have got the comic book rights now under their banner. So they've got both the Alien and Predator characters, and they are going to be making a big song and dance about them, hopefully coming towards next year. But I think they're going to be releasing 2 omnibus books first of both Alien and Predator, and then slowly, hopefully, we'll get some new stories, which we see our beloved horror monsters go up against the Marvel clan. Boy, they're going to sell, because we want to see a Predator versus Daredevil, a Predator versus Wolverine, and Aliens versus X-Men, and Alien versus Avengers. You know, can you imagine those one-offs? You know, it will sell by the bucket loads. And with the comic book industry, which is a bit sort of, you know, people, you know, with the whole sort of problem that DC are having, I'm gonna have to make a video about that one. And you know, all the comics going into digital format, and that the traditional paper format is slowly disappearing. Yeah, you know, it's something for people to be, I don't think it's concern for artists, I just think it's just another medium that people have to look at. But I honestly believe that I love tradition, I love collecting, and I'm sure those comics, they're not going to disappear anytime soon. I think as long as the demand is there, people will get. Anyway, that's my 10-piece worth. But thank you very much passing by. And again, check out these videos, check out these pictures of the Marvel splash of the 20th Century Fox characters, aliens. And that being said, thank you, take care, and remember, wash them hands.